One day, Jan and I don't know if we were driving, if we were sitting in the family room, and she looked at me and she goes, I think the ministry, I think what God is calling us to do is right at the end of our nose, and we're afraid to admit it. I said, well, what is that? She said, I think we need to encourage people who are suffering. And I said, you've got to be kidding me. There's no way I'm going to do that. Babe, do you realize every time I meet somebody who has cancer, it's a reminder of my own cancer. It's a reminder that it may come back. It's a reminder that I may die. It's a reminder that I may have to suffer again with all the junk. It's a reminder that I may not be around to continue living with you and being your husband. It's a reminder that I may not be a dad. I mean, I don't want that reminder. I want to put that stuff away, and I just want to live life. I want to do it the way I want to do it. Because my life before was all about me. Around baseball, it was all about me. It was all about my successes or my failures. It was all about the dream. It was all about everything revolving around me, including my family and including God. Even though I was a follower of Christ at that point in time, everything was about me. And when I got to that stage and she made that comment, that was being threatened. Me. And it was very hard, but I had to face reality that that's exactly what Bob was revealing to me before that game in Montreal. That God has given you a platform through baseball, ultimately to share His love with those who hurt. And that love revolves around what happened to you in Amarillo, Texas, when you responded to His call to become a follower of Jesus Christ and be a part of His family. And I knew I could not resist that. I knew that Jan was right, that the ministry was right here in our face. And as much as we responded to the people who were writing to us and encouraged them, we really didn't lock in to that purpose until we got out here, and we incorporated and we formed the Outreach of Hope, and we began to pray through and talk through and think through what it was going to look like. How would we do this? How would we encourage people in the same way that we have been encouraged? And you know, one of the things that we landed on was a verse in 1 John 3:18 where it says, Dear children, do not love with word or in tongue, but with actions and in truth. And to just simply love people right where they were at on the midst of the journey of pain and suffering was a very important aspect of why we do what we do today. And it's a very important part of who we are. You know, when you look at that passage that revolves around comforting others in the same way that you've been comforted, loving with actions and in truth, and then offering hope, and a hope that is not here on this earth. I can't offer anyone hope that they will survive while they're here on this earth. But one thing I can offer through Jesus Christ is a hope that will last forever, an eternal hope. And as a result of coming to that place in my life, I realized that this was the dream. This was the ultimate dream. Because I think what God was doing in my life was using baseball just to set up something that was much bigger. You know, it really was the platform. Bob Nepper was right. It was the platform that established a foundation for us to work from and to build from in encouraging other people who were suffering just like we did. It's really interesting because there are people who do not recognize the name Dave Dravecky. And so you have Dave Dravecky, the name on the book, and then you have Comeback on the book and my picture in uniform. If you cover up my name and show them the picture with the word Comeback, oh yeah, that's the guy who got cancer. If you were to cover up Comeback and just have a picture of me and my name, they've got no clue. And so what I learned was that the pain and the suffering, the cancer, is the focal point of what's going on in my life today. The cancer. And it's because that's where most people live. Most people live in the midst of the pain and suffering every day. God's entrusted us with a ministry to encourage people who are going through physical pain and suffering. As a result, families are affected, friends are affected. And what we try to do is encourage them through the good news. We encourage them in the same way that we were encouraged by those who came alongside and were Jesus with skin on. And you know what? There are so many parts of my life where I look back and I've just wasted. Even in the midst of this amazing story, even in the midst of realizing there's a powerful ministry that's been entrusted to us, there are things that I've either done or not done that have had really no meaning or purpose, and it's been wasted time. And so that's where I wrestle today. I don't want to waste the time I have. I realize just how precious, of all people, I should realize how precious it is. I mean, my arm is gone. My career is gone. Life could have been snuffed out like that, and it could be gone tomorrow. I don't know. And so I want to make every opportunity that I can. And yet, I still struggle in that area. And the desire of my heart is to simply realize that my journey is just that, a journey. I'm in the process of being sanctified. I haven't been sanctified. It's an ongoing process that God is working out in my life. And I want to have ears to hear and a heart that is sensitive to whatever it is, and then the ability to make whatever change is necessary so that I don't waste my life. That's been my journey. And I'm still living it.